He missed an opportunity, though. Being at McDonald's, he looks much more like Ronald McDonald and the clown that he actually is. Tell me you don't see this one coming from a mile away. And Ronald wears less makeup. You saw it coming. You saw it coming. That restaurant wasn't even open. It was a stunt. Fake orders for fake customers. They even staged the drive-through. We know that. They won't let you walk through the damn drive-through. We knew that. They saw that happening. But look, everything about this guy is fake. Everything he does is fake. Next, he's going to be telling you he's a cop or a construction worker. Because he dances to the village people, so he knows the YMCA.
Tim Walz is sharpening his attacks and going after Trump and Vance in the final days leading up to the election. But before Donald Trump calls himself a cop or a construction worker, someone should address his decision to post himself as a Pittsburgh Steelers player, like a 7-year-old would.
But look, I'm not going to waste all the time I'm in. I'm going to talk about his running mate. His running mate, Elon Musk. Seriously. Where is Senator Vance after he got asked the simplest question in the world at the debate? Did Donald Trump lose the 2020 election? And after 2 weeks, he finally said, no, he didn't. That's where he's been spending his time. But that's it. So, look, Elon's on that stage, jumping around, skipping like a dipshit on these things. You know it.
The campaign must have decided to let Walz hit Trump a little harder now that the former president and aspiring fascist is talking about deploying the military to quell political opposition. And since he showed up to a Steelers game over the weekend and accidentally posted a video of a fan tossing a couple middle fingers his way, Walz took the football theme and ran with it.
Hey everybody, Coach Walz here. Our base defense was a 44, but here's the thing. You draw up this game plan, you're going to use it. Donald Trump is no different than that. Their game plan is titled Project 2025. And there's several big pieces of this that are going to impact you. An abortion ban, taking away your right to make decisions about your body. They are going to threaten IVF and infertility treatments. But they're not satisfied with that. Now they're going to start monitoring pregnancies. This part, raising costs for you. So the first thing they're going to do is they talk about slashing taxes, but for billionaires. Add 20% to everything that you buy. They want to get rid of overtime protections. And then, of course, the last one on here, unchecked power. Put folks in the Pentagon that are loyal to them. Medicine and disease. He's talking about putting people in who deny that those things happen. Gutting our public schools, undermining programs like Head Start. That's their goal. Putting in people who put Donald Trump above the Constitution. That's the game plan. That's the game plan.
Now, I get that they're trying to break it down and get the attention of people that don't really care for the boring political speak that usually dominates elections. But the playbook analogy is a little bit too folksy for me. But he did mention Trump's running mate, who still finds himself upside down when it comes to favorability, as he sits at 37.5%. He's gone from trying to explain away his hate for women with cats to why he continued to spread the lie about Springfield, Ohio, to fully embracing his obligation to deny the legitimacy of the 2020 election.
Who won the 2020 election? Could you just answer, did Donald Trump win, yes or no?
Yes.
He did win?
Yep.
So will you concede? Will you concede? If your opponent gets more votes, will you concede?
I really feel bad for you, man.
I just want to know, if your opponent gets more votes, will you concede?
Election of 2020, I've answered this question directly a million times. No. I think there are serious problems in 2020. So did Donald Trump lose the election? Not by the words that I would use. Okay? So look, we could, but look, I really couldn't care less if you agree or disagree with me on this issue. And here's the thing that I focus on, because what the media will do, they'll focus on the court cases or they'll focus on some crazy conspiracy theory. What I know, what verifiably I know happened, is that in 2020, large technology companies censored Americans from talking about things like the Hunter Biden laptop story, and that had a major, major consequence on the election.
He was asked to not certify it. Sure. So would you have certified? I'll ask you for the third.
Again, I would have asked the states to submit alternative slates of electors and let the country have the debate about what actually matters and what kind of an election that we have.
So you wouldn't have certified,
states.
to be clear.
I would have asked the states to submit alternative slates of
I think
electors. That's what I would have done. Again, I've said that publicly many times.
The denials go from griping about Hunter Biden's laptop to directly claiming that votes were tampered with. So none of their conclusions are even consistent in their reasoning. It seems like the hope was for Vance to deflect and run from the answer long enough for people to just stop asking. But since his refusal to say so only highlighted his cowardice, it was time to dive all the way in. You know, they must have known that the folks at Midas Touch would have shown more of his past opinions about Trump regarding his 2020 loss.
One of the takeaways is not just that the Republican Party base is somehow fundamentally flawed in a way that's unique in American political history. It's that Trump is a really bad candidate and, frankly, I think a really bad person. You know, first is that I think the delegitimization of the election results is something that I worry a ton about, and I write about this in the book, the delegitimization of the media and so forth. That really, really worries me and has, I think, long-term consequences.
Not only did election denialism worry him, but delegitimizing the media did too. You know, it's almost like he understood what fascism is, but caught a terrible case of amnesia when Trump tapped him to be his running mate. So no matter what he now says about really anything, he doesn't have much credibility. He's another victim of telling the same lies that Trump tells, but getting opposite results.
What do you make of what he said tonight, saying, essentially denying that Donald Trump lost the election, that Donald Trump did lose?
Well, first of all, it's wrong, of course. Donald Trump lost. And I think he knows that. I think he's lying. I also think it's a mistake politically because voters have a dim view of election deniers. And up until now, he's tried to avoid officially becoming an election denier by dodging the question, answering the question with the question, doing anything he could but give a straight answer. Now that he's given a straight answer, J.D. Vance is officially on the record as an election denier, something that is shameful, but also something that certainly if we look at 2022 and had pretty much anybody who was an election denier who was on the ballot in so many swing state, statewide races lost, I think that's something that's a setback. Now, he probably has no choice because Donald Trump has probably demanded that he lie and that he say that.